I don't know who needs to hear this, but being busy is not the same as being productive. We always find ourselves being always on, and as a result, we are always tired. But most of the important things are usually left undone. Most of our evenings are spent cooking, cleaning, catching up with friends, family, relatives. What about the goals that you keep postponing? What about your hobbies, your side hustles? They get pushed to the weekend, and knock knock, procrastination steps in. But what if you could design your days to make real progress and not burnout? The very first thing that helped me cut out procrastination from my life was to develop autopilot systems. Autopilot systems are not just routines or habits that you stick to for, say, once a month. They're meant to become a part of your life, like showering, brushing your teeth, or grabbing your favorite coffee before work. It can definitely take a few weeks for you to settle into your autopilot systems, but it doesn't have to be anything complicated. In fact, if the systems are simple, they're easier to stick and they give you more confidence. Take this for example. I always cook a little bit extra for dinner, so I know I can use the same food either for the next day's breakfast or lunch. That way, it helps me reduce decision-making fatigue every single morning, helps me eat comparatively healthier foods, and also helps me save money, so I'm not door dashing or getting Uber Eats every single day for lunch. Another example is a top 3 task systems. This is quite simple. You list top 3 things that you want to get done in a day and find little space of time throughout your day and try to get those things done. Automating your life is not the same as building autopilot systems. Autopilot is about shifting your routines, your habits, but automation, it's about using tools and technology to make your life easier without having to change anything in yourself. Think of it like this. Instead of wasting time roaming around in Walmart, overspending, overbuying things that you do not need, you comfortably sit in your home, look through the options that you have available on the app and mindfully shop for the things that you need. You won't be tempted by candies or snacks if you're not in that aisle. Everything is paid for your convenience. You can also shop for all the items and pick them up at the store if you don't want to pay that extra delivery fee. A few things that I like to do in my life to kind of automate certain things and avoid burnout in that sense, or to give me more time to do or work on my hobbies, on my side hustle, all of those things, is, as I mentioned, groceries and staples. If you have Instacart, if you have Amazon delivery, if you have Walmart delivery, please make use of it. Meal planning and prep. For some of us who genuinely come home late and cannot cook an elaborate meal and thus are suffering due to lack of nutrients or lack of proper food, meal kits are okay to rely on as long as they are giving you enough nutrients, they are giving you enough food, and you're not sleeping after just having a girl dinner or after having a bag of chips. Last but not the least in this automation section is bill payments. Automate as many of your bills as possible, be it your phone bill, your electric, your rent. All of those bills can be automatically paid without you having to keep track of every single due date and having to miss some of your bills, or having to miss your credit card payment and having it reflect on your credit score at the end of the day. These tiny automations free up space for what really matters, like your hobbies, your me time, your time with your relatives, or just gives you some breathing room to relax. Next one is remove friction. For a productive day, it is really important to remove all the friction and distractions surrounding all of your important tasks. For example, if you know by the time you get home you're gonna get tired and feel lazy or procrastinate to go to the gym or cook meals or whatever, remove the friction to go to the gym or cook your meals or work on your hobbies. Then think about it this way. Is there anything that you can do, or is there any way that you can accommodate any of those three things before you reach home? I know making your meals cannot be done on the way, but say if you want to study, if you want to advance in your career and you want to study, maybe you can find a library and go there, study, and then go home. Or you can find a cafe where the atmosphere is more lively, you can grab a coffee and you can sit and study and then go home, so that you are removing the friction of feeling tired as soon as you are home, because you're already out. There is nothing else to do other than doing the thing that you came here to do, that is sit and study or sit and work, whatever that is. In a way, removing friction not only saves time or more keeps you motivated, but it also helps you build habits and routines every single day. Because if you continue doing something every single day for at least 2 months, you will fall into that habit, and eventually you will start missing those habits that you built. Then we come on to the next step, that is tracking progress. I'm losing like the ability to speak because I have a really bad cold, and it has been with me for 2 weeks. I couldn't record because of that for the last 2 weeks, and I'm like dying. Let's be real, if you are not tracking your progress, you're really just guessing through the whole productivity game. Tracking isn't just about checking boxes, it's about knowing how you flow through every single habit or through every single task. So at the end of the week, for example, when you see and observe how you did, you can optimize your next week. When you track, you stay accountable and you observe what's working, what's not, and it helps you make those big overwhelming goals into more manageable tasks. And honestly, tracking your progress helps you feel less stuck and see how far you've come from where you originally started. So whether it's a habit tracker, an app, or just notes on your phone, do not sleep on tracking progress. It's the most important part of any successful productive journey. One thing that I would not want you to skip on to stay productive, to stay sharp and focused, is wrapping up. I know, weird title, but yeah, it is. So think about it. What helps your brain stay in the optimum condition? What helps your brain achieve the flow state? Every time you sit down to work, there is a 15 to 20 minute warm up phase. That awkward phase where your brain is switching gears to focus on the task at hand. But if you stay focused and push through that initial phase of resistance, your brain enters a flow state. It's the state where your focus is at an all-time high, you are fully immersed, your time flies by really quickly, and your productivity peaks. But there's a catch. If your mind is constantly overwhelmed with a lot of tasks, or if you're running on burnout, on fumes, achieving that flow state becomes a lot harder. That's why protecting your mental well-being isn't just self-care. It's a productivity hack. A healthy, rested brain is way more likely to stay focused and stay there. So it's easier for some people who are working a 9 to 5 at on-field jobs. So when it's 5:30, they know it's time to leave and they know they have to get going for home, where they can eventually disconnect from their work life and enter into their personal zone. But sometimes for people who work from home or have hybrid positions, it can get really difficult to separate work life from personal life. Suddenly, even at 5 p.m., you are quickly replying to one email, and that one email leads to another, and you never know it's 7 p.m. already. So regardless of what kind of work you do, here's a quick trick. Always make sure 15 minutes before your end time of the day, take the time to sit down and go through all the things that you did during that day and all the things that you need to do the next day. It also gives your brain a closure of like, you did well today. You don't have to overextend or extend even further. It's such a small step, but it makes such a big difference and helps you enjoy your evenings and your life guilt-free. And last but not the least, you need to be okay with changes and slow days. At the end of the day, productivity is not about squeezing every single minute out of a day. You don't have to be hustling on your phone on the bus. You don't have to take every single minute and fill it with a task. that is not enjoyable at all. It becomes a chore, it becomes a monotonous routine that sometimes can take the fun out of the process. It needs to be something that you're happy with. And the most important thing to realize is that you are not turning into a machine. You can still go grocery shopping if you want to. If you find fun in going to Walmart and shop for your groceries, please do it. Do not listen to me and do not automate a part of your life that you enjoy. Only listen to the things that makes sense to you. And it's not just about this video. I'm talking about every single video on this platform. You don't have to adhere or listen to every single rule everyone puts out. Just pick and choose what makes the most sense to you. If you are serious about optimizing your life, pick a few things. Pick a few things from my video, pick a few things from someone else's video, and make a routine that works the best for you. The goal is to not have you being busy, but make your little time, whichever time you decide to spend on your projects, on your hobbies, on your time with your family, more productive and more guilt-free. So no matter what happens throughout the day, the little time that you have reserved or allocated for your productive peak hours for your personal things will stay there. If you want to learn more about discipline, more about lifestyle, how to build confidence in your daily routines, click on the videos here and it will take you to a playlist with all of my videos, and I can't wait for you to be a part of this community.